Hello subscribers, this is yours truly JBlue68 coming to you with yet another video. And before I get into this video, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking, sharing, and commenting. Please continue to do the same and tap the notification bell so you get more vids like this as I post them immediately. Well, this is my next comic book haul, today being Wednesday, May the 10th. Happy Comic Book Wednesday, everyone. And this is going to be mainly an independent comic book haul. There will be no DC or Marvel comic books in here. Unless they're free comic from Free Comic Book Day, maybe. And I did actually have some additional free comic books, let me say, from Free Comic Book Day. And we'll feature those in this particular haul. But first off, we start off with Hairball from Dark Horse Comics. Kind of an expensive comic book here. It's like $5.99. I've heard a lot about this book. How creepy it is, and as I've said in the last comic book haul, there have been a lot of scary, creepy horror comic books that have come out over the last few months, and it's not even October, which of course is when we have Halloween. You would think a lot of these types of books would come out then, but I don't really care, what the genre or type of comic book is that comes out per se, as long as we have comic books. I love cats. I don't own one, but I used to have one. And I actually have a cat that actually looked just like this. I had a black Burmese cat, and we also had a Siamese cat. His name was Shadow, and he looked like this particular cat. So, anyway, I can't wait to read this book. And this is Dark Horse Comics, and then of course we have issue number 2 as well, and that's kind of a creepy cover there. That kind of reminds me of the cat from Pet Sematary. It was all weird and looking and creepy looking, and has the blood on the mouth. If you remember Pet Sematary by Stephen King, where you had the dead animals that would come back to life, and this kind of reminds me of that in terms of the design, the cover design. But can't wait to read it. I've been reading a lot of independent comic books lately. In terms of my comic book reading, I think indies have taken up more of my time than Marvel Comics or DC Comics. But it doesn't matter, as long as they're publishing good books. And also, the books on either, how should I say this? The books can be better than the films. When comic book movies fail, we always have the comic book, right? That's right. Okay, so this is issue number 2 of Hairball. And then we get back into the free comic books that I picked up over the past weekend. That being May the 6th, this past Saturday, which was Free Comic Book Day. We have Star Trek Day of Blood Prelude. This is from IDW Comics. And I'm not sure if you heard that IDW has been having some problems. They laid off a bunch of employees. They're restructuring the company and whatnot. They sent an email out, assuring us that, things are going to be all right with the company. Their restructuring, I guess, should be done soon, and, they'll be back on track. But I've never really read a Star Trek comic, ever. But maybe this will be a jumping point for me. But I definitely do get the Godzilla books that they purchased, and they'll be coming out with a new Godzilla book as of, to my understanding, as of tomorrow. As of today. Biollante versus Biollante versus some other creature. Anyway, I'll be getting that book in my pull list, and I should be getting that book pretty soon to show in my next upcoming comic book haul. Anyway, so Star Trek IDW. Then we have also from Free Comic Book Day, RuneScape, Untold Tales of the Gods of War. This is from Titan Comics. I'm not very familiar with Titan Comics, but of course this is their indie comic book company with writers O'Sullivan, Bayliss, and Dundee. That's a pretty cool cover there. Liking that. Okay. Then we have Seismic Stories from Seismic Press. I'm sorry, excuse me, for Aftershock. Seismic Press Aftershock Comics. And this is a prelude to the darkness we brought back. And also features an additional story on an animosity. Okay. Interesting cover there. All right. Then we have from Dark Horse, Where Monsters Lie, by Kyle Starks, Piotr Kowalski, and Vladimir Popov, Joshua Reed. That's a creepy cover there, definitely. Yeah. All right, and this is issue number 4. Oh, here's issue number 2. I think I was missing issue number 2 of this story. Okay, of Where Monsters Lie. I do believe I was. So yeah, but we have it in the collection now to read. And then here's Indigo Children number 2. The first issue of this, I read the first issue. It was very good. Very impressed by the story. And I definitely will be collecting this from here on forward. Yeah, but Indigo Children number 2 by Kurt Pires, Rockwell White, Alex Diado, D. Kanif, and Hassan Asmani, and Aloha, whoever that is. Issue number 2, Indigo Children. Then we have House of Slaughter, issue number 14 from the Something is Killing the Children line by Boom Studios. James Tynion IV, of course, is the writer of this story. And yeah, I'm behind on this. This cover is creepy as hell, definitely, as you can see. All right. I love the artwork, but that is very creepy looking. Jeez. Then we get into the Spawn comics. This is by Todd McFarlane, of course. Gunslinger issue number, what is it? Let's put this up. Gunslinger issue number 19. And this is, of course, from Image Comics. That's a cool cover there. I think this might be a fold-out cover. Let's open it up and see. Or a connector cover. Might connect with another comic book. Probably the last Gunslinger comic book that came out. Let's see. No, it's not. But dang, look at that, man. That is awesome. Look at that. Wow. Wow. It looks so poetic. Like a portrait too. That is really, really very well drawn. Beautiful. I'm glad I took that out. But I think this does connect with the other Gunslinger comic book that came out. Like I said, a connector type deal that's going on. Beautiful artwork, man. Always. Here's the also Gunslinger Spawn number. Oh, is this an alternate cover? I think so, because this was issue number 19. Yeah, so I have 2 issue number 19s. Okay, that's all right. I guess that's cool. $2.99 for this book. Then we have Gargoyles issue number 5 from Dynamite Comics. I stopped on issue number 2, I believe. Not from lack of interest, but from what I always say, lack of time. I'm loving the cover there. Very nicely drawn. I love the look of that look there of the characters. Very nostalgic, of course, from the Gargoyles animated series that came out years ago. Love that. Then we have Deep Cuts. Also heard a lot about this book. I think this is a one-shot, though. New Orleans, 1917, what it means. Yeah. This is by Kyle Higgins, Joe Clark, Danilo Beyruth, Igor Monti, and Hassan Asmani LOI, who also contributed to the other book I just showed you guys. But I've heard a lot about this story, and I was very interested in picking it up. There are a lot of black characters involved in this book, which also excites me. Can't wait to read it. All right. Thick book too. How much was this? Oh, $5.99. Yeah. Okay, and then we have Ambassadors issue number 2. Also a good story. Mark Millar, Carl Kershaw. If you haven't read this book, man, or have pick up an issue of this, then issue number 2. Issue number 4 actually came out today, but I don't have it yet. But here's issue number 2. I can't wait to read that. And then issue number 3 of The Ambassadors as well. Okay. And again, this is from Image Comics. All right. So Mark Millar and Travis Charest. And then also from the McFarlane universe, we have Scorched. And man, you just can't go wrong with these McFarlane covers, bruh. Wow, that is nice. And that's She Spawn, of course. Or Lady Spawn, She Spawn. I think it's She Spawn. Okay. Let me see something really quick. I just want to see, does this cover connect with the other cover from Spawn? Because it almost looks the same. I swear it does. Hold on. I think it does. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I thought it was something familiar. Look at that. Okay. Look at that. Dig that, man. That is cool. I knew I was right. Can you see that? So that's Gunslinger Spawn and Scorched. They're connector covers. That is so freaking cool. That is awesome. Dig that. Dig that, man. That would be a nice poster. I don't know why they haven't come out with Spawn short box yet, like they do with Marvel and DC Comics. I would think that NECA would probably produce something like that for them, you know, and that McFarlane would commission something like that. So I'm going to keep these together. That is so cool. I want to show you that again. That is cool. So very cool. Dig that. That's why I love comic books. I love collecting them. And as I said before, there are things you can do with comic books in terms of printing them that you cannot do digitally, which is why, you know, I resent the idea of comic books going fully digital, because again, you know, again with print, there's a lot more you can do with comic books, from foil covers to fold out covers to connector covers, all kinds of things, embossed artwork on the covers, and plus the smell of the books themselves. All right, okay. Then next up, we get into another Image comic book. This is Terror War, issue number 1. I've heard a lot about this story. I think this is by Ahmed. Is this Ahmed Best? Not Ahmed Best. I'm sorry. What is it? What is his name? He used to write for Marvel briefly. He was writing on the Inhumans, I think, or Black Bolt. What is my buddy's name? Let me see if this is him. Let's see. Just open it up here. Let's see if they show the name. Wow, look at this artwork though, man. And again, more black characters. Love that. Love that. Wow, beautiful. But let's see. I want to get the full name. Here we go. Okay. Yep, I was right. Saladin Ahmed. So Saladin Ahmed, he's from Dearborn, Michigan, which is not far away from where I live. Saladin Ahmed, Dave Acosta. Look at that, man. And he's always written stories featuring black characters. Saladin Ahmed is he's Middle Eastern. I've met him like 3-4 times before. I met him at Green Brain Comics and at Vault of Midnight. Nice guy, very cool guy. I did a video with him too about, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. It's on my YouTube channel, so you can check it out. All right. So yes, and then next we have Exiled, a comic book written by infamous actor Wesley Snipes, and it has his name on the cover there. Wesley Snipes, and that looks like him. He actually looks like Blade on the cover there. I think that's intentional to perhaps help to sell the book. I haven't read it yet, but this is issue number 3, I think it is, from Whatnot Comics. Yeah, that is a cool ass cover though, man. I love that. Yes, very nice. Okay, Wesley Snipes. Then we have The Neighbors, issue number 2, by Jude Ellison, S. Doyle, Letizia Cadonici, and Alessandro Santoro. Okay, my Spanish is pretty good. This is from Boom Studios. I read the first book of this. It was kind of weird and inconclusive as far as I'm concerned, but very interesting. So that's what led me to read book number 2. And if this impresses me, of course, I'll get issue number 3. And I'm not sure if I featured this in my last comic book haul. No, I didn't. This is Mark Millar again with Jorge Jimenez. Nemesis Reloaded. This is issue number 4. And the final issue of this came out today, issue number 5. This is from Image Comics, Nemesis Reloaded. Okay. And that's it. We're back to Hairball. So I hope that you enjoyed this indie comic book haul. I enjoy showing it to you and filming it for you, and hopefully this will be an influence in terms of good comic books to buy. I'm not in any shape, form, or fashion knocking Marvel or DC, but again, of late, I have really been reading a lot of independent comic books, and actually have found them a little bit more interesting than the big two. Again, that's not knocking the big two at all. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please, again, like, share, and comment, and subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up, although I get views and don't get the thumbs up that I asked for. And the thumbs up is free. Simple. Subscribing is easy, simple. Something easy to do. Doesn't cost you anything. So please like, share, and subscribe on the video and give it a thumbs up. And I appreciate any and all comments. Thank you again so much for joining me. Happy Comic Book Day. Peace, love, and hair grease.